it's you. You are Levity Farms.
I like it.
And you are Levity Farms.
Ew.
And you are Levity Farms.
Hey. Hey everybody, welcome.
Morning.
I'm Zach.
I'm Alana.
And this is going to be our first official video of the Levity Farms content
First
YouTube
video.
channel. We've made a bunch of videos in the past and just kind of trrinkled them out
fun.
there a little bit and had
Did you
some
say
fun
trinkle?
with it. I did. I'm going to keep it out as a word. I like that
Trinkle.
as a word.
It's like trickle plus tinkle. And maybe a little twinkle.
Yep. So in this video, we're just going to go over the basics. What is Levity Farms? Who is Levity Farms?
How is Levity Farms?
What's our favorite movies and stuff, and favorite books and favorite songs, and we'll show
I think it'll be called Levity Farms, an expose.
An expose of the farm. This is gonna be cool. So
Excuse me.
This will show you exactly what we're gonna go over in our channel as we progress and all the different ways we're gonna do it. So here we go.
Although I do have a feeling that I feel as though us describing what's coming up in our videos is sort of like us making a crop plan at the beginning of the season. It's like,
yeah,
it's our plan.
But we'll see how it goes. You know, the weather changes, the mind changes. This is going to be great.
Soul changes.
But I do know it's going to be really fun because making videos with you
I'm already having
hilarious.
fun.
Me too.
Ditto,
all right, so let's start with
what is Levity
Farms?
Yeah.
Okay. So all right, you say what you think it is, and I'll say what I think it is.
Oh God, no pressure. I think that Levity Farms is a intentionally small scale, first generation, family owned and operated farm responsibly raising vegetables, some fruits, flowers, and culinary herbs for a community of local chefs and local farmers markets.
That was so awesome. Our background is permaculture, so I'd add to that the farm design here is of a permaculture design. So we're working with systems, we're working with efficiency, and we're also now newly, as of 2024, incorporating biodynamic aspects into the farm. So that's a whole video. That's a whole thing.
That might be a whole season.
That's a whole experience. Yeah. So we're stoked on that. So I guess the farm itself, Levity Farms, started in 2017 on some rental land that we were at.
Well, we launched the business officially in 2017, but really it was 2016 when we started breaking ground on that property in Milton.
Yeah,
but
we only did that because we interned at that permaculture farm together in 2015.
Well, you were there in 2014.
I was there in 2014, so I guess it started back then, but I wouldn't have been there unless I was in school for horticulture.
Which you wouldn't have done if you hadn't started in 2000 and what? Working for landscaping companies.
Yeah, it was 2013, 14. But actually, you know what? It goes back to 2007. I read this book. It was called The Secret Life of Plants, about plant consciousness. It was so awesome. I still love that book. And then there's The Secret to the Soil. It just blew my head off. It was amazing.
It's out there. It's fun.
In a good way. So what is Levity Farms? So out of all those things, we grow organically. We're a regenerative agriculture farm. We're a permaculture design. We're working into biodynamics. We're not certified organic.
We're not really certified anything.
We've been certified naturally grown.
We might be certified
holistically. But I would say as a whole, Levity Farms is a farm. So we got it. We're a farm. That's
Levity Farms.
A farm. All right. So let's go to next. Who? Who
is? Okay. Who are Levity Farms?
Who is?
Who is or who are?
Who is?
Is Levity Farms a singular plural?
No, Levity Farms is more like a collective because it actually wouldn't work. Yeah, obviously we're the farmers here and we live on the property.
Obviously.
But it wouldn't work if people didn't support it and purchase the vegetables and
eat the food, care
and
about
here
the
and
story,
volunteer and work and
feel
help.
Motivated by the mission.
Yeah, so it's more of like a it's an experience, really. It's like come to the market, experience Levity Farms. There's produce that's moving through. But I will say this, and this is kind of a side note in this whole thing. Every single piece of produce that is grown from the soil knows exactly where it is going to end up while it's a seed. Now, how cool
Isn't that amazing?
Is that? I have plenty of scientific documentation.
More on that later.
That up completely.
Yeah, more on that later.
But who is Levity Farms? It's everyone.
Well, it's everyone. It's us who grow the food. It's the folks who stewarded this land before we got here, who got it ready for us. Mm-hmm. It's the chefs. It's the market shoppers. It's the fresh box supporters. It's people who are watching this video. It's you. You are Levity Farms.
I like it.
And you are Levity Farms.
Ew.
And you are Levity Farms.
Hey. Oh, it's really cool.
It's mulch.
Mulch is our dog. You'll learn all about our dogs. We're going to do a whole video on like our dogs and pets. It's going to be so sweet. Talk about Freedom McNally.
Oh, sweet Freedom.
He's about to be 16 in a couple weeks.
A big boy.
All right, so how is Levity Farms? This is part 3 of 4. How is Levity Farms? So
I'd say Levity Farms is pretty good.
I say it's doing pretty.
Yeah.
So swell.
Yeah. Swell.
Swell. We're doing
Swell.
Yeah. It's
really swelling.
It's a great time to be alive. It's a crazy time to be alive. But it's a great
Yes,
time
it
to be
is.
alive. So
But Levity Farms is doing very well. Levity Farms is great.
it is. We love it. And so how do we work? How do we grow food? So let's see. So I guess what we do is we take a turnover plow and we do a spring tooth harrow, and then from there we might add some compost with a compost spreader and the BCS. But we've got to make sure we have irrigation. So we have a generator pump. We do drip lines. Sometimes we run to do some overhead wobblers, but then we'll probably take some tarps and pull it on and off. And after that, we can use a jang seeder.
Tarps are amazing.
Might have to use a tilter to do that and the seed bed roller, but we have shovels and pitchforks,
wheel
and stirrup
hose.
The wheel hose is an important one. That's
earth
how
movers.
it works. And I guess
So really,
we have the
what
trays.
I think it's important to point out that when we first started farming 2 iterations of Levity Farms ago,
That's a whole other story.
we had a BCS 2-wheel walk-behind tractor made in Italy. Amazing piece of equipment. And to us, that was a tractor. And we thought, well, we'll just use the BCS a little bit, but we'll mostly use hand tools. And that'll just be how we do it, because big tractors are no bueno.
Wrong. Big tractors are bueno.
So wrong. Super bueno. Buenissimo.
Yeah.
They're super duper bueno. So we realized when we got to our second iteration of Levity Farms, our previous location, that using a tractor does not actually mean that you're doing damage to the soil. There are ways to use a tractor responsibly to open up and reawaken parts of the soil that have been compacted or locked in, or really have the fertility and have the potential and have the power to grow and be super fertile and wholesome. They just need a little bit of
Deep
help.
soil ripping.
Some deep soil
It's
ripping.
amazing. Key line plowing. All this stuff is. These are the
Did you
house.
say key lime plowing?
Key line. All these are the house. But how do we sell it? How does Levity Farms work? We can grow all the food that we want, but how does it get to the end goal? There's a delivery van, Levity Farms. Hey.
That butterfly is Levity Farms.
It is. So the ecosystem is Levity Farms, and that's how it works. So the flowers are how it works. The children are how it works.
The children are why we do it.
Yeah, so
which is a whole nother
the
series of
compost,
videos.
There's so many cool aspects in every single thing that we just talked about.
Soil microbes.
Yeah, every single thing is going to be its own video, its own subset of videos.
Yeah,
And
so
there's
get ready.
Yeah,
So
the
buckle
roots
up.
grow, and then the leaves and the flowers bloom. It gets it's just amazing.
Well, one thing we haven't really talked about is the term levity and the experience of levity.
We haven't. Well, let's save that for the outro. Let's do part 4, and then we'll save that for the outro. So if you want to know what is levity, then you got to stick around. So part 4, what are our favorite movies and books and music and stuff? Let's go ahead and do a flat line foundation with Sugar is the best
Okay.
band in the world.
Well, I'm stuttering because it's a lot of pressure to put on us to decide our favorite movie of all time.
What's your favorite movie? Go.
Of all time?
Go.
I mean,
You got to name all your 3.
there's so many
2,
good ones.
1. Titanic.
Dirty Dancing.
Okay, Dirty Dancing. That's great, and that always has been a good one for you.
That's always been a really special one.
I kind of
for me.
threw Titanic in there.
Yeah, I was never heard you bring that one up before, but
I know.
it's pretty good.
I always I like the deep Russian tragedies. Leviathan. I like the strange old noirs and things like that.
I mean, Lord of the Rings goes without even saying. You don't even have to say it. It goes
does.
without saying.
If anyone out there has seen I Heard Huckabees, that's
a good one. That's
favorite.
up there.
Yeah, we named our tunnel Huckabees because of that.
That movie took me 3 solid tries to get through, and I didn't like it. I actually very strongly disliked it 3 times.
Now, I guess, when it comes to film, it's like you can like a movie, you know what I'm saying? You can like it, but if it has a deep emotional, artistic impact,
moves
and
you.
imprint, and moves
Wait.
you to tears.
What about Coda?
I was going to say, Coda was really good.
Have you guys heard of this movie called Coda?
Children of
It
Deaf
just
Adults.
won like 3 Oscars or something. I had never heard of it.
Oh, man, we watched it. It just...
Destroyed us both.
Yeah,
Zach cried more than I did.
It ripped us to smithereens. I
Yeah.
swear, we were just flatlined on the ground.
Swept us into the dustpan and then vacuumed up the remainder.
Yeah. So we love art. I love Breaking Bad. I don't even want to say it because
Well,
I
you
love
can't
it so
mention
much.
Breaking Bad without mentioning The Sopranos because
That's true.
Walter White was inspired heavily by Tony Soprano.
That's true. And the anti-hero is a big thing. That's why Batman's so big. But
that's really Buffy the Vampire Slayer's greatest struggle too. She's
I've been
equal parts darkness and light.
Switching up gears. I've been getting into like some deep, minimal, maximum tech house.
Going into music?
Beats.
Okay.
Yeah, some beats lately. I love just like straight rhythmic run-throughs. Like
I would say with a couple exceptions, probably Tyler Childers and Sturgill Simpson. With a couple exceptions,
yeah.
starting around 2012, I already loved my favorite bands so much that I really stopped learning new music And so I just put on Elevation by Yonder Mountain String Band the other day, and it's
sweet.
still, it stands the
Yeah.
test of time. It's still one of the greatest albums.
Oh man, yeah,
time.
it takes me back to those festies. Those were the best, the bestie festies.
Bestie festies.
Yeah, that was awesome.
The Bestival?
Yeah, art's amazing. So, the more art, the better. It's kind of the reason. I play drums myself, and Alana is a fantastic dancer.
I like to dance.
I've seen Alana with a hula hoop that's 20 feet in diameter. I'm serious, and it
That was a fun
amazing.
summer.
Okay, so let's.
Well, maybe we should reel it in a bit.
Yeah, so let's do a final run through. So we talked about
what is Levity
Levity?
Farms?
Who is Levity? How is Levity? A little bit about us,
Some
Know Your
art and
Farmer.
culture.
And in our channel, this is like an introduction from us to you and saying hello.
If there's anything you want to know about us, at any point for any video, feel free to drop a comment.
Oh yeah,
Ask us
it'll be fun.
questions. We'll talk about your questions in the next video.
Yeah. So levity is the inverse of gravity.
Gravity.
Yeah.